1. Alright, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to go over post-production, what to do after a render. And we're going to make a picture, a render of just a subject, no background. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I'm going to take you into this program, GIMP. Go to gimp.org, it's up there, gimp.org, and GIMP will go ahead and we're going to have you download this. This is like Photoshop, but free. It's called open source. That means anybody can use it. Anybody can modify it. There's so much that you can do with GIMP because you don't need permission to create what we call brushes and things like that, textures. So everybody can do it. So it's free software. It is safe software. It's good for all the operating platforms. So just go to gimp.org, hit download, and download it. And then I want you to come back to this, so you can pause it here where it says GIMP, download it, and install it. So I'll wait for you. Alright, so now that you've installed it, open it, and it'll look just like this. GIMP. So, we're going to teach you just a few things on it that are really, really cool. But first, we need a subject. So, I need you to go into your DAZ Studio, open that, and just go ahead to your Smart Content and pick any character you want. Anything. Could be a boy, a girl, could be a dragon, could be anything. Just a character, a figure. So I want you to do that. Go into your Smart Content and just pick a figure. That's all you got to do. And then double click it into this area here. Now obviously I've already done it. Let me get these grids up so you can see them. Model high cube, we want that there. And we want to show the floor. So it looks like yours. Alright. So do that, come back to me. Just anything you want. Okay, now we're going to go into render settings. Go down, cycle these down with your mouse so you see render settings. You're going to pick a resolution. Now obviously I've already picked a very high resolution. Sorry about that. And I've already rendered this character, so I don't have to wait for it. But the higher the resolution, the better the image. It just is. So, we've been dealing with 500 pixels. This is 5,000 by 7,000. If you want, remember we talked about max samples. Normally we have it way down here, but I crank it all the way up to 15,000 when I want a finished image. So, go ahead and do this. Remember, the higher the quality, the longer it's going to take. But now I want you to go into environment. Just go into environment. Make sure we're on NVIDIA iRay up here. In environment, I want you, it'll more than likely say dome and scene. It'll have all these things here. Well, we don't want all those things. We don't want a dome, we don't want a background, we don't want nothing. So it'll probably say dome on. Turn this off. Draw dome off. Then go down to the bottom, it'll probably say draw ground on. Choose draw ground off. So dome off, ground off. Now this will give us a transparent background. We're only going to see the image of the figure. And then just hit render. Go ahead and let that render, and then come back to me, because we're going to take this image and put it in GIMP. So after it renders, save it, give it a name, save it, then come back to me. I'm going to exit out of this for the moment, because I've already got all of this. And I already saved that. And we're going to go into GIMP. Okay. You've made a figure, you've put it in the workspace, you've gone to render, you've rendered it with the quality that you want. Could be anything, we're just playing with it. I'm doing a finished piece. And then you're going to make sure on the very bottom you've already turned off the dome and the ground. Alright, let's find it now. We're going to put it in this area here. So go to File, up here, upper left. I'm on computer, upper left. You're going to open as a layer. Open as layer. Okay? Click on it. Open as layer. Now we're going to go to Documents. This is where you're going to find all your stuff. You want to find the file. I hit that. So I can find the folder that says DAZ3D. Double click it. So Documents, DAZ3D, here's the path. Admin, Documents, DAZ3D. Go to Studio. Now this is our pathway up here. Now go to Render Library. Okay, I have a lot of stuff. I always sort this by date because, instead of looking for the image by name, I just go ahead and do it by date. So this is descending dates. I've done some other stuff since I've done my little cyborg. So let me find my cyborg. White, gazing, sitting. Nope. Nope. White, gazing. They always give you a little icon. There's the avatar of it right next to what you want. Alright, lost, colorful. There it is. So cyborg white gazing, that's what I'm going to do. Hit open. Now my cyborg is right there. There she is. So now we're going to learn GIMP. Now the checkerboard in the back shows that it is, put the mic on, it is transparent. Now there are certain things that you need to know, these little window panes around here. So this right here is our artist tools, right here. We're going to cover just a couple of them. Keep it simple. This is how we manipulate our artist tools right down here. We can make them bigger, smaller, thicker, more opaque, more clear. This right here is our layers window. So, and first thing I do when I open an image is that I don't want to mess with the original image. I always want to play with layers of it. So down here, see this button here? Create a duplicate of the layer and add it to it. So right here in this window, our layers window, we're going to create another one. Just click it. Now I've got two. But I also want to do something in the background without touching this. Everything I do is one layer after another layer. So click this blank page here. It's going to default to whatever this size is. And then it's going to ask you, is this a foreground, background? Do you want it white or do you want it transparent? Well, I want it transparent. Now in this case I could go with white and make it a sort of a high key. In fact, I could do that. Notice it covers it. But that's because it's in the wrong order. So I can take that layer and drag it down with my left button. And now look. Now the white is the background. But I want it transparent. I want to do some fun stuff. So hit hit that blank page again, right here. This pops up, hit transparent, and hit OK. Now, let's say I want to keep this just for reference. I could hit the eyeball and just make it disappear. So that eyeball makes it reappear and disappear. Pretty simple. I have two images up here that I can manipulate here. Now, why would I do that? Well, there's lots of things I would want to do. Let's say I want to add a color to it, and I want the original flesh tones to stay. And I've done that. Let me see if I can find it. Lost title, cyborg, lost color. Where are you? Let's look in pictures. I always put the finished product under pictures. Alright, cyborg. I've done a lot of stuff. Did it Sunday, my new portrait. Oh well. Oh well. It's probably in my documents. Oh please. Nope. We'll find it. I'll show you what I did the other day. And I find cyborg, sitting, lost color, lost color, lost title, it's just the title, lost finished, here. Alright. That's the stupid little thing. Open. Cyborg, lost, finished. This one. Alright. So basically, this cyborg was exactly like this one. Except different pose, different look. I wanted her to look lost. This one. Now, to zoom, you hold down the control key and do your wheel. And then up and down, when you let go of it, your wheel will go back and forth, and then this, or up and down, and this will go here. So you could drag these if you want, but to zoom, control, and your wheel. Now, this particular image, I actually did a lot of layers. I created just a red layer. I made another layer, and another layer, until finally I got different gradations on her. And then I wanted just her eyes to be a natural color. When you do art, it evolves in front of you sometimes. In this case, this one evolved. This is a cyborg that's torn between two worlds, flesh and bone and technology. She's lost. And everything in here has a symbolism to it. So as you develop in art, some days you'll get really deep. Well, I got really deep on this day. So let's not get so deep. Not on this one. So, alright, so I've got a clear layer here. Remember? If I put the layer in the wrong spot, it goes in order. So you want to make sure that you put it in the right order, from bottom to top. That's the order this goes in. So let's choose layer, the clear one. Okay? I'm going to make that white one go away. And then over here, we've got a lot of different tools, lots of them. Now these tools are also mentioned up here where it says tools. So we could go to paint tools. So these are all these tools just in a drop-down menu. So let's go over here to our tools, and I'm going to explain a few of them. Okay, so we're going to pick this one, paintbrush. But we're going to do that after I do a blend fill. So I want you to, this right here next to the paint bucket, hit that button. This is a blend fill. Down here in the lower quadrant to the right, you're going to find lots of different gradations, a lot of gradients. So behind her, I could put any of these. So let's, she's got some blue. Let's do the deep sea blue. So now I picked it. This is gradation. I'm going to take my left button. I'm going to click down here and drag it all the way up. Now the neat thing about this is that you can do it in angles. Control Z will undo. So if I want, I could go at an angle if I want. Neat, huh? Kind of like that. And change the angle just a little bit. She's looking to the left, so let's have the light in this go there. Alright, that looks pretty good. The neat thing too about this is that this layer now, I can change its opacity. See that? We can actually just drag the opacity. We're going to make it just plain old gradation. I want you to keep that clicked and then hit this paper again. We're going to create another layer. Everything you do, you want to do in layers, in case you want to play with it. For instance, let's say I like this blue, but I'm not sure. Well, let's make another one. So I can hit this dark one right here. I could do something like that. So I can see if I like it. If I don't like it, I can undo it. And you see how it covers the other one because it's above it. So I could do something like that and say, well, I kind of like that, but no. I like the blue better. And sometimes I'll put lots of backgrounds on it just to see I like it. And then I'll just hit the eyes right here. Open, close, open, on, off, until I find a background I like. Let's see if we want to put a picture behind her. So let's go up to File and choose Open Layers. Now I can choose a picture. So let's try to find a picture. I got a lot of pictures, so I wish there was a search. There's no search. So I'm going to try to find a picture of a planet or something. Armada pic. That'll be pretty cool. Alright. So, now this picture is a bunch of ships. But obviously it's kind of, it doesn't fit in this. So I need to make that bigger. So up here, this right here, there's this one right here. You can see that square with another square on it. When you put your mouse over it, it'll say Scale Tool. Click on it. Make sure it's chosen over here. And click on that. And now I can make this picture bigger or smaller. And this right here, this will keep the aspect ratios. But I don't want the aspect ratios kept. So I'm going to just drag it with my left mouse button. And I'm going to hit Scale. Let's see what that looks like. Big ships behind her. And scaling. Any second now. There it is. So now I've got an armada behind her. That's pretty cool. But again, I don't like it because, for a book cover, that would look pretty good. But this isn't going to be a book cover for me. This is going to be just a piece of art. So again, this tells you a nice little story if you were to do a book cover. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to create, I'm going to select my blank layer. Then up here, you see up here? See all these different things? We're only going to cover a couple things here. I'm going to leave this one here in normal mode. We'll leave that. And then we're going to hit this arrow here till we get to this little blurry dot. A blurry dot. Now I have loaded a lot of brushes here. A lot of brushes. I can't remember what came with GIMP. So, I apologize. But you can see I've got animals. You can go ahead and just Google GIMP brushes. And if you're looking for a specific brush, let's say a waterfall, a star field, clouds, or whatever you want, they're there. And you can import them directly into GIMP. But for instance, I want to, let's see if I got some, I know I've got, let me find them. Clouds. Here's clouds. These are different cloud formations. And clouds are usually white. So over here, these are color choices. They give you two to flip back and forth on. There's black and white it defaults in. But if I want to change that color, I just click on it, and then I get my color palette up. And I can do whatever I want here, in any hue I want. And then just hit OK. But we want white. Now my cloud is really, really small now. So I'm going to hit this, the brush here, the paintbrush tool. I'll choose that. And I'm going to show you how tiny this is right now. So I'm going to zoom in using my mouse and control. And there's, I mean, you can't even see it. But over here is size. So if I drag this, my clouds become different sizes. So look, I've made a cloud. It's not a little rain cloud, said Winnie the Pooh, but just a cloud. Alright, I can drag this beyond that and just make it really, really big. There. I can put another cloud, choose another cloud, and again, some puffy clouds. Alright, now I've made nice clouds. Kind of neat. So now she's got a sky behind her. There's nothing down here. So I want to choose a different brush. So let's look over here. Let's see what I got. But now I've already made clouds. Now you can name these if you want. You can name your layer. So right click it and you can name layer. So this is clouds. And hit select. This way you can keep track of what you've done. Okay, I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to rename it ground and hit OK. So again, I was in the very first pane tab. I hit the white button here and then I renamed it ground because now I want to make a ground to it. Find that tab again. So now I want to make a ground to her. Now you could go ahead. Now these, if you hold down the left button, it'll make a big square so you could see what these grounds look like, or these are caves and stuff like that. So, and there's all sorts of, I got bats, you know, solar system. Come on, how cool is this? I got planets. Yeah, I got planets. Now I could put a planet, you know, behind her, really big. What do you think? Earth? See how big Earth is right there? Not very big. Back up. I'm going to make that, I'm going to make the Earth big. Bigger. Bigger. Just wanted its horizon up there. Alright, so now I'm going to position that. Look at that. See, now I like this. But what are clouds are doing in space? I don't know. I like my clouds now. So now I can make my clouds disappear. Is space really blue like that? No. So now I want to go to that layer and create a new layer. And I want it darker. And go down here to my gradations. Over here, choose the gradient button next to the paint bucket. And I could just make it black, but I'm not that way. What do we want to do? What do you guys think? Just a deep blue, see? Cold steel. Deep sky. Now I'm going to show you something. I don't want that white. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to pull it all the way down. So, opposite way. So I'm going to go there and pull it all the way up and get that white almost out of the picture. I figure out how to do it. Come on, where's that? I don't want the white. Not bad. I want that darker though. I want that layer darker. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to teach you how to make this darker. So go up here to brown, right there, and I want you to go to color. There's all sorts of stuff in here. But the one I use the most is brightness and contrast. I use this one the most. So with this selected, I'm going to adjust its brightness and its contrast. So I move this down. I can make that really, really dark. I want my planet to be blue. Let me show you how I can do that. So I like that. I just hit OK. Watch this. So I want my planet to be blue. So I'm going to see this layer. I'm going to grab it. This button right here just grabs it. Now it's a lot like the same looking button that we had before in DAS. So we're just going to grab it. We're going to move this down some. Now the neat thing is about this, I want to make that darker. Again, brightness contrast. Oh, I didn't have it clicked. Click, color, brightness contrast, and down we go. A deep blue. Deep, deep blue. Do you see how the picture is changing right before us? I can hit just 0 on this because I didn't like the contrast change. Okay. I actually like this better than if I went with this one. And that's the neat thing about working with layers. As you do a picture, it will evolve in front of you. See? No. I want a little bit of color. Now, we're out in space here, right? We need to add another layer. Again, we want to put it in order. And I want stars. So let's find some stars. There's a galaxy far, far away. Choose my paintbrush. We want white. And click on it. What do you think? Like that, huh? So now I want to zoom in. You see this right here? I got stars on my planet. Well, that ain't going to do. I'm going to show you how to erase those. So I need to find that blurry hole again, that blurry spot. Scroll up here, find my blurry spot. I want to erase those. Because if I blow this up and frame it, I do not want to see it. Blurry spot. Lots of different blurry spots. Let's go back to the first pane. And to be honest, I want her gone. You see, here is where I need to erase. Alright, so I didn't rename it. I should have renamed it stars. So let's we'll just know what's there. Now this right here next to our paintbrush is our eraser. That eraser is a little small for me, so I can make it bigger with the size. And voila. Neat, huh? Alright. I like. Now I can put my girl back. Voila. Now that actually is pretty cool looking. I need to fill in a little bit more stars down here. So let's go back. Find a few stars to put there. So back down to my stars. I wish they could categorize these. I really do. Maybe I'll learn how to do that one day because... Oh, here. Let's do that. Stars. Where was that? No, that didn't work. Alright. My star. Ah, here. Yeah, we just want some speckles. I'll make them big, somewhat. These are going to have these little, I want to make another layer. Stars. Because I'm going to do some erasing here. I'm pretty sure it's going to have some borders. So... Don't forget to choose the paintbrush. Alrighty. Alrighty. Nice. Now we're going to go back. We're going to find our little fuzzy tool. Fuzzy tool. And then I'm going to show you how to sign it. Which is pretty easy to do. Alright, here we go. Fuzzy tool. Erase. Go back. I need to find that layer where I named it stars. And erase. My computer's just a little slow right now. Alrighty. That's because my... yeah, it's just too big. Alright, I'm going to get my stars off my planet, because the only stars we have on the planet are in Hollywood nowadays. So, alright. There you go. What do you think? Alright, let's sign it. Well, look at this. You got an A up here. Excuse me. We're going to click on that. And then we get another panel here. This will choose our font. Make it any font you want. Just make it big, because we can resize it. And then this right here, we could choose a font. Anything you want. There's a ton of them. There's lots of places you can get free fonts too. So typically, I'll just this one say Go Script Bold.
And then I want to put it down in the lower right, where I usually sign. So I need it to be seen. White will get lost in my planet, so I don't want it to be too obvious though. And then with the left mouse button, create a box. And then type it in. Now notice it's too small, so I'll highlight the whole thing by dragging, and then I will go ahead and make it bigger. Don't like the color though. I might just go back to white. I don't know. Click on this box for color. Go there. Yeah, I like white. Alright. So now I'm going to drag it using those double crosshairs. You've got to grab it right on the fatness. Right on the color. If you don't, you'll be grabbing another layer. And voila. That is how you do GIMP. You've learned the paintbrush, the eraser, gradation, scaling, and this up in the tools, which is to move it around. Those are the most popular things that you'll be doing. You've also learned layers. Again, you can turn them on and off. There's just a picture of the earth and space. If that's what you want to do, you didn't even need DAS for that. And then you've learned, come all the way over, and you've seen the brushes. And you can just put these in. Gradations, how to drag them in different ways and creating a gradation. And my most popular thing to do is brightness and contrast. Believe it or not, you'll be doing that a lot. Because it doesn't always come out perfect. I mean, once in a while I've had it done out of DAS. But sometimes you get so creative. These things called filters, there's so many things here. So many things under color. And you could do crazy things like this. This title, done in GIMP. And I'll show you, I can show you that another day. But this right here, I want to save. And I want to save as a project. So, Cyborg on Earth. Help me find it. And then I want to export it. So go to File again, Export As. I always put it in almost always put it in my picture folder. And you can just leave it as a PNG right up here. So you can export it in any file you want, JPEG, bit, whatever you want. And just hit export. It's going to ask you to confirm. And anything that you want to change, I always leave it on the defaults. So just hit export. And now it's going to export it. So I hope this helps. This is a really big file, by the way, and it's going to take a while because I made it really high resolution. This way I can blow it up to, a 2 by 3 foot picture and make it real pretty. And I like to print on plexiglass. There are companies out there that print directly on plexiglass or on metal or something like that. You don't have to stick with paper. You almost want to take your art and be artistic in the way it presents itself. Not just a piece of paper, but that's why matting and framing and all that has a lot to do with your art. And it's the way you present it. I happen to enjoy every aspect of pictures. So framing is one of those things that I used to do. In fact, I proposed to my wife when I was a framer, when she walked in my store. And I asked her out. I didn't propose to her in the store. Now, I did it much more classier. We were being towed by her dad. So this is almost done. And I want you guys to play with this a little bit. And send me any questions that you have. And I will make another video. Something on titling, which is really cool to do. Filters. How do you change the lighting on a two-dimensional image? because you can do that. I can actually create a spotlight in a two-dimensional image within GIMP. Almost everything you can do in Photoshop, you can do in GIMP, and there's more stuff available because these guys are just hobbyists and they're making stuff and they're just giving it to you for free. So you're going to love this. Alrighty, almost done, almost done. This tutorial probably got a little too long. So, but in the end, you're going to learn GIMP, and GIMP is super, super cool. So, now, it's going to be my pictures library. Yeah, you could tell how much I've progressed because it's, I used to make some pretty bad images compared to what I do nowadays. Yeah, I'm going to search it. Cyborg on Earth. You can see my other cyborgs. I really love this model. And then that is my finished product. I hope you guys liked it. Please contact me. And in our weekly webinars, which I have yet to set up, but I will put it in the newsletter, and we will discuss how to do these different things. So you guys take care and have fun with this. We cannot wait to see what you will post in the museum. It's going to be fantastic. So take care. We'll see you out there.